How is it going, everybody? And welcome to my channel. Today we're gonna look in a Gruul Modify deck. And this deck I was brewing for a really long time. Basically since Kamigawa came out, so round about maybe 4 months now. And I was trying different builds. I was trying it with fighting rigging and all those other things. But this is the final build that I come up with that will definitely do what it should do. It go fast, it go aggressive, but also can grind out some games if we need to grind against other creature matchups, for example. The build around is definitely around the Modify team. This is why the called Jelly Modify, because I also want to use this Ochre Jelly. It's a X and the 1 green for a 0/0 Jelly that has Trample, and it says whenever it ends a battlefield with X counters on it, and then it has this Split ability, and Split ability is something that often breaks the bones or often breaks the control decks, because it says whenever it dies, so as long as it's not exiled, it should die. If it had 2 or more counters on it, create a token that is a copy of it, so literally a copy of this of the jelly, but the token of it is half the amount of the 1/1 counters, rounded down. So let's say it has 5 counters on it, it will have 2 counters on it. If it has 4 counters on it, it also will have 2 counters on it. If it has 6 counters on it, it will have 3 counters on it, and so on. But because it's a copy, it triggers the ability again. So as long as we are able to provide more counters on it, so let's say it dies as a 5/5, right? Often happens you cast it for, when you have 6 mana, for example, you cast it with 5 counters, opponent kill it. It comes back as a 2 counter creature, so a 2/2 with 2 counters. And then we top deck, for example, something like Halana and Alena, or we have our Boson rules, the Oran-Rief Ooze on the board, it constantly puts more counter on it. So this jelly, again, as long as it's getting bigger, as long as it's get 2 or more counters on it, doesn't matter how often it creates still the copy with this ability, with the Split ability on it. And this is something that breaks a lot of, let's say, control matchups, but also sometimes creature matchups where opponent don't really want to attack into it, because you can Feral Betrayed, it will lead a creature back behind, and then you can maybe on the swing back grow it again with Ryusei Ooze, or put counters with Hugan, or put counters with Alana and Alena. This is the most powerful card that we can put counters with. But also we have something like Hot Spring, and Hot Spring is a super explosive card in this deck, because it suddenly gives all your creatures the possibility to have haste and go really fast into opponent. So this way you can do things like this, for example. Check it out. And we're gonna Gruul you. Put a counter here. Then we're gonna Atakuitsu. Everything grows. Put the counters. Rudra. How do you like it? How do you enjoy it? Tell me. Tell me if you enjoy it. Yeah. The Boson Reef is pretty strong, huh? So here we definitely go from 0 to hero with Hot Spring, because it suddenly starts growing everything where a lot of creature matchups have difficult times to catch up with, and to just keep up with this aggression that you suddenly put out on the board on your turn 5, turn 6, maybe or even earlier, like on turn 4, where the meta decks like this Boros burn deck that you saw is just not able to handle it, right? The only new card from Streets of New Capenna here is Gala Greeters, because of the versatility that we have here, with also modify, but also ramp us a little bit, or provide us with life gain against another, like let's say Anvil decks, or against burn decks, against this Gala Greeter, an amazing creature that just provides you with life gain constantly. It's definitely not to underestimate. The rest is basically a lot of micro synergy. You will see the best in the gameplay part. This is why, if you enjoy what I'm doing, consider to support my channel. Otherwise, let's go into the gameplay. And let's go in our first game against somebody I cannot read the name. And what do we think about this hand? There's potential. It has definitely potential. Depends what we draw next. Maybe an untapped green source will be amazing for our Shambler in the opening. Otherwise, we need to open with the tap land. And I consider this deck more an mid-range deck than an aggro deck, to be honest. And here's perfect draw. Our untapped green source with the Shambler. And then we're gonna see how we can go from here. Opponent maybe Dimir control, or no, you are Grixis control. Or maybe Grixis Vampire, a really common list, really popular list. So let's go here. No need to go for damage right now, right here. Opponent can remove something, or maybe bounce something, but we're gonna see. Okay. Tainted Indulgence. Indulgence is an amazing card. Weirdly that... You're a reanimation deck? What? Grix's reanimation? Yeah, I saw some lists running here. Grix reanimation. And this is okay. Okay, opponent foretells something. We're gonna pump you a little bit, and then we're gonna filter out our lands. I think this should be our first step. Get some lands out here. One time green. One time red. Game. Thank you. Here we are at our 5 mana, and I hope from now on we will draw a little bit less lands. Okay, 4 mana. You have something here? A meat hook for 2, okay. Still Alana and Alena hits hard here. Sure. And after Alana and Alena there will be Uzi Boozy. Let's hit another land from the top. We drew another land, by the way. Let's go more for green. The most cards we have here are green. So I can do here for 2 and go next turn for really much, right? Yeah. Okay, sure. Sure. Okay. How are we gonna do this? It's a good question, huh? I think... let's go here for green. Let's bring you out. You give the counters here. You give the counters here. Then we go all in. Grow everything a little bit. Opponent has... Oh, interesting, okay. Let's take you out. Take another land out. Kairi, return non-permanent, sure, return it. Return it, my friend. Oh. Does it mean that you have nothing there left? I think it does. So let's play the Shambler. Let's see if my opponent has some spot removals. Then, of course, the Shambler will provide us with the 1/1 tokens. That can also go for a lot of damage. Yes! We did it! We did it, we modified. And yeah, let's go next. Our second game on this beautiful day in Shade Tree 96. Opponent goes again first. What do I think about it? A lot of high drops. But we have some early interaction. This is maybe something, but still a little bit too slow. I think also the mana, we're gonna mulligan this one. This one is better. Let's keep this one. And Koma can give me some land drops. Hugan can ramp me a little bit. So let's keep the Kodama. Okay. Let's go then. Kakkazanchik. Let's go with Kakkazanchik, of course. Then the Shamblers are a little bit higher modified. Opponent so far, Rakdos. Definitely cool. And I think Rakdos will be the big winner after rotation, post-rotation. Okay, because we don't have lands, I'm considering to play Gala with a 1/1 counter. I think this is a better play. Because we are missing our lands, because then we can or Kami something, or play the Shambler and trigger the treasure creation, or even grow our Gala Greeter. I think this game will be more grindier because my opponent plays most like an Anvil deck. Oh no, okay. Sure, my friend. Sure. Create your things. This is 3 damage and 2 to the face. It's okay, you can always back it. It's not in paper where your decisions are stopped. Okay, another Gala Greeter. What do I say to it? We put a 1/1 counter. I play you and then do what? If I double attack, he can maybe double block. I kill Smelter and deal here 1. And then Kami Flare can finish it off, right? So let's do it. Let's do it first. Opponent gonna double block. Most likely, I will double block. No, my opponent just goes here for minus. Then we can Shambler. Problem is, I think my opponent runs also things like Meat Hook, right? So let's kill here a little bit. I think my opponent runs Meat Hook and I don't want my Shamblers run into the Meat Hook. So my opponent can create a 3/1 attack for 5, but this is okay. I think I can outlife gain this race if my opponent wants to race me. Otherwise, 1 more land will give me Kodama and 1 land drop with the Gala Greeters and the Treasure, right? Or 2 life or whatever I choose. I don't think I'm gonna grow the Gala much more. But we're gonna see. Interesting decision from my opponent, definitely. And I think in Modify, okay, in Modify stuff, Elf, Druid, his Gala Greeter is a good addition from Streets of New Capenna. Okay, you can sacrifice it, you can create something, yeah. Questions, do you want to attack with it all? Looks like he does, okay. Sure, my friend, sure. Give me a land game, please. 1 land and we are best friends. Okay, no, this is not what I was looking for. How are we gonna do this? We're gonna do it like this, I think. Gala Greeter into counter. And Kumano can go in. Okay. So now opponent needs to kill a Gala Greeter, otherwise he has no good attacks. And next turn we're gonna Kodama. Put a counter here, if my opponent decides to attack or whatever. And then we gonna put some lands into the play, because I need some lands here. Lands are nice, lands are good. Ooh, painful, huh? Sure. Why did he do that? That's painful. Yeah. I think now my opponent reconsider his decision to blitz here the underdog. Yeah, sure. Sure, my friend, sure. Also sure. Gonna go here. Interesting decision, right? I could have also blocked the underdog, and he will not trigger the ability with Kumano, because it will get exiled. Should have done it, I think, huh? Will be smarter. Would have been smarter. Oh! This is also nice, but I think Kodama first is better. The Hot Spring is an amazing card here. Is this the first one? Yes. You're gonna create a treasure. You're gonna put a counter. And then we're gonna put some lands into the play. See. He can kill this Gala Greeter without giving me a land, but then he will lose his smelter. Don't know how high value he considers smelter be. Can also go for Kumano, but I think Kumano is the less danger right now. Yeah, they can provide me with land drops now, they can provide me with life. That is so painful if you play an Anvil deck. Let's go for another green source. Another green source here. And then we're gonna stay back. Now my opponent cannot create a 3-1 anymore. Or he can maybe has another smelter. Then definitely. But let's see. I think mid-hook. But mid-hook can maximum hit for 3. So Gala Greeter will survive. And from there on it will be difficult. So we can play Hot Spring. Good game, my friend. I don't know, your decisions were not on point. But yeah, let's go next. One more away from Diamond. Let's do it, game. And here we are against Murd. Murd, you are my Diamond game, so don't be silly, huh? Don't be silly. Terrible hand. I mean, it will not be terrible if we will draw another, or draw a green source. Should we go the risk? Oh, scheiße. If I draw a green source, I play Shambler. Turn 2, Kami's Flare, his opponent has something. Turn 3, Kodama. So Gala Greeter is totally unnecessary here, let's say. I think I'm gonna mulligan, guys. Yeah. Oh, sure. Yeah, why not? Thundering, I want you to draw, not to have my opening. So let's go with green. Of course, the trash trucks need to come now. I'm sorry for the noise if you hear it. I hope it will not be to disturb. Jesus. Okay, it looks like mono white exile, huh? It's most likely mono white exile, so let's play you. I can go for you, but I'm not really looking for. Let's go for another green source here. Create a green forest. Okay, opponent has some exile. The question is, has he an exile for it or not? Okay, Aspirant needs to eat a removal. Or do I care? Good question, huh? If I play you or 3, then I play you, and then we go in. Next turn we can go Hugan. What do you have, my friend? He has some exile spells. I'm not sure what he has. And yeah, here comes a Brutal Qatar. What do you gonna exile, my friend? Guest. And there's a battlefield. Exile entire creature opponent controls. So he could also exile the other things. Let's play Hugan. Create a human. And no attacks. Then we're gonna see where my opponent wants to go. With his exile tribal. Yeah. Oh, Jesus. Nice. Nice, a lot of Qatars here, huh? Sure. No blocks. Another land is definitely not what I was looking for. Sure, let's go you for land. Let's go for you. Let's go for you. Let's go for you. No attacks. Let's do it like this. Now opponent cannot all-in attack, but maybe next turn we're gonna see. Opponent has still five cards. Crazy, huh? Okay. Okay, sure, I take here this one. Okay, Kumano, sure. One. How much can I pay? 3, right? Take action. 1, 2, 3. Out to pay. 3, 3, 4. He needs another creature here for the Sentinel to give X-proof or whatever he has. If I go back, this is 6, 9. No, it's not lethal. Not enough for lethal. Scheiße. This is not enough for lethal, right? Because I could do like this. So now I need to hope that my opponent do not have... I mean, he has another creature, right? There's certainly another creature. This is most likely a loss. Why do I need... Okay. Good game. Good game, my friend. Good game. Why do I need to face a mono-white opponent here? Give it to me. Yeah, happens, but I think we're gonna reach it. Let's go next. Let's go next. So here we go against Rudra. And let's see how can we open here. Gala Greeter into Coma into Hot Spring. Sure. Looks cool. Are we again on the draw? I think we have been all the place on the draw here, huh? This is amazingness. This is what I call amazingness. Okay, a Boros aggro deck. Looks like it. You have Play with Fire? Sure. Play with Fire, my Shambler. Or maybe a Royal Eruption or whatever the name is of this 3 damage. Cavalry, okay. Cavalier is okay. Cannot block it. Let's go here. Let's go get some lands. Let's go get the green lands out. Because we are currently everything red here in our hand. Brutal Kata, sure. They always have it, huh? They always have it. Let's play you. I have another one. You like another one? I want to keep it in my hand, right? This is why let's play you. And let's play you. Deal to him some damage. Trigger the Gala Greeter. Gala Greeter will gain some life. Then we're gonna attack. Get another little green source out. Thin out the deck a little bit. Now I'm gonna trade with Kodama. If opponent don't has a removal for it. Oh, okay. Sure. Sure, my friend, sure. No blockies. Okay, Hydra. Jesus, we draw a lot of lands here. I can play you and I can play the Hot Spring, right? Let's put a 1/1 counter on it. Let's play you. Let's put you. Let's play the Hydra out. And let's go attack. Let's take the rest lands out. 1, 1 and 2. Let's see, my opponent still 3 lands. Now we can start popping our bugbears and stuff like this. This will trigger our Gala Greeters an additional time. Jesus. Okay. So 3 brutal Catars, not bad. Oh, but this is an amazing draw. Gain life. Put a token here. Then we're gonna Gruul you. Put a counter here. Then we're gonna Atakuitsa. Everything grows. Put the counters. Rudra. How do you like it? How do you enjoy it? Tell me. Tell me if you enjoy it. Yeah. Yeah, the Oran-Rief is pretty strong, huh? Read a treasure token. And... do I need this land? Not really, right? Oh, Rudra. C'est la vie, my friend. C'est la vie, my friend. Boros burn down. Let's go next. And here we are against Den. I hope this is our diamond game, my friends. I hope this is it. No, please, game. It crashed. Be right back. So here we are, still against Den, still our diamond game, but with a crash, starting good. Opponent goes first again, Jesus game, please. Can I go one time first and we have turn 2, turn 3, turn 4. Not a big fan of this hand, to be honest. Should we risk it for the biscuit? Nah. I'm not confident with this hand. Sure. Sure. Let's go. We have one more draw step. Maybe we can draw there something early. Oh, Jesus, I think this is a mono-blue tempo deck. This will be difficult. Could be really difficult because I have a lot of bounce spells. Bounce spells are really annoying against us. Yeah. You have Javari. No, you're an easy deck. Interesting. A Gala Greeter. You're an easy deck. Interesting. Very interesting. Next turn Hugan, because Hugan can then place 2 counters on everything. And this will allow us to attack with Raiju and instantly deal a lot of damage. I'm really happy that my opponent don't keep up the mana. You are a Jeskai deck. Okay. So let's go for green because we are mostly green. Let's go for Hugan. You create a treasure because we need a 4th drop for our Raiju. Burn down the house is a consideration that we need to account for. But Hugan is a good value here. I am a little bit scared that maybe my opponent has another Jabari disruption in the hand. But I don't want to play around it. I want to start produce damage and force my opponent to use his removals. Because then when he starts playing his dragons it will be really difficult. Okay, now I'm not so concerned about how you say it? Jabari disruption. So it coming maybe. 2 blue mana allows him to play it. Jabari disruption I can pay here. Another Jabari disruption I can pay it with the token here. Yeah. Yep. This is very nice. Very strong. We create another treasure token. No reason here to play around. Burn down the house because I could not grow it enough. It will be a 4/4, exactly the same size as now our Raiju. So we need to outgrow the burn down the house in time. Okay, literation is good. And next turn, our thingy will trigger Hugan, and our Alana and Alena will allow us to haste it. And he gets plus when we have 5 or more, right? 5 or more, yeah. It will be 1, 2, 3, 4. We need one more. Kakkazan, okay. Let's put a 1-1 counter on it. Opponent has some interaction, maybe some other stuffs, but I think if opponent let this resolve, then I am good in the game, right? For 1. Oh, and for 1, and then yeah, I forgot about it. For 1, pay with treasure. And then it should be a +5, +5, 7, 7, right? Yes. Or even bigger, because we're gonna plus, it will be a 9, 9. Bro, let it happen. Steal. Steal the wrong. Yes. Yes. What a diamond game. What a game. Yes. Game, show it to me. No, because it crashed. No, yes. Welcome to diamond. Yeah, finally. Yeah, after yesterday's video I didn't really play much, just 2 or 3 games, 1 loss, 1 win I think, or something like this, but yeah, very cool, we are in diamond with a really cool game. Yeah, who doesn't know this ability, definitely go through it. I will explain it maybe in the breakdown also a little bit, so let's go straight to the breakdown. And here we are, ladies and gentlemen, in our breakdown part. And yeah, I mean, the deck does what it should do and is really fun. I'm really happy to reach diamond now. And for everybody who is really interested into playing some Modify stuff and interested in this build, also in general, for example, using Jelly. Sadly, we didn't saw it, but Jelly shines a lot against control matchups. Maybe not in the current meta against so much exile stuff, but against control, he's a really powerful creature. I would definitely, for an average player, recommend to craft this deck. This is a deck that will perform on a good level for you. You will have your higher win rate and you will have your fun. And I think the most cards here are very viable and will also stay for longer, except of course of our Ooze, Oran-Rief Ooze. And this card will rotate out. What else will rotate out? I think Shambler will rotate and Jelly will rotate definitely. But everything else should stay here, right? Yes, I didn't forget any. Oh, no, you will rotate out at the Emergent Sequence, but I think this card is also replaceable, so you can play something else. I just like it as a sort of pseudo ramp, but also modify functionality, right? That can allow us to play some really powerful things. We can also make, for example, with Goro-Goro, turn earlier these dragons, these 5/5 dragons, if we have this land untapped. So this is also something to consider. Other things that we barely saw is our crawling barons. This is a modified creature, it counts towards modify. For example, sometimes you can have games where you have Hugan, like our last game, and you need one more creature to be modified. You can put it for 4, even if it cannot attack, so it will be tapped, let's say. It will be a 2/2 tapped creature with modify function, but our Hugan definitely will get +5/+5 because it counts towards the modified creatures. Really cool synergy there, but I'm really happy. I think the biggest MVP in this deck is definitely the Hot Spring, because it allows us to make really powerful, huge, explosive plays. And this is what you should consider definitely. Without this card, this deck will be not as explosive and powerful as it is right now. I think the rest we can often replace, we can often play around, or maybe take some other cards into account. I will try to make it later on, definitely not this month, but maybe next month, something where is more rotation proof, so you can use it for future. So if you say, okay, I'm wanna sparing my wild cards on the Reef Ooze or on the Shambler if you don't have them, definitely do it, and maybe revisit next month, or pay attention next month's videos. I will try to make a rotation proof modified deck so we can go into the future if you are a big fan of this team, of this archetype of modifying. Yeah, the rest is I think we saw everything in action. These micro synergies with Den of the Bugbeard and Gala Greeters. And Gala Greeters is our only card from Streets of New Capenna, but I think it's a really impactful card for this archetype because we have so much flexibility, especially against other creature matchups. You saw it, I think, in multiple games where Gala Greeter just taking over with life gain, with a little bit ramp, or with also just getting bigger and providing us some extra value with our Kodama of the West tree to just get more lands out, right? This is also why we have so many basic lands here, because often we need it for Kodama to filter out our deck to have amazing draws, but also have a lot of mana in the following turns. Yeah, this is so far it for the deck, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you like it. If you have any suggestion for these decks, let me know down in the description. Short small notice, before I finish this off, I was running at the beginning instead of, I think, Hot Spring and something. What else did I had? I think it's Emergent Sequence I didn't have. I ran Fighting Rig or Fight Rigging. I know I experiment a lot with this card, and Fight Rigging is very slow in this deck. I wanted to be good here. I really tried everything out to be profitable, but more often than not, it's a 3 mana, comes in, puts a counter on something that you most likely don't have, because against control you barely have creatures and you need these creatures to be impactful. And against creature matchups, it's a little bit too slow. This is why I cutted it. I were talking in Reddit with some people that I was trying and experimenting with this card, and it performed the best in this sort of archetype, but in this deck, it said they didn't make the cut, just because it was too slow. It's just, it makes the deck a little bit too slow. Or much slower than it is now, because you saw the value of, how it's called, of Hot Spring. When the creatures come in, you can distribute counters, so do the same as Fighting Rig does, distributing counters, but in the same time, every creature comes with haste, and this is a huge hit against any sort of control. Yeah, otherwise, guys, now we are so far. Thank you for your time, thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Ciao.